article has been circulating around, kind of discussing, saying why were they never able to come out on top during the Patrick Ewing years? You know, when Ewing came out of Georgetown, he was considered a big hot prospect. Considered a defensive player with some offensive skill. When he became a pro, he was told to make that big money you have to score, which he did. Top 25 scorer all time. Easily top 25 scorer of all time. They never got him a strong number 2. I don't like talking trash about those teams because that's probably the best Knicks basketball that you've seen in modern times. But Starks, Oakley, role players. They never had a strong number 2. I'd even make the argument with you that maybe Anthony Mason was probably his number 2 at times. Heck, you might say John Starks going for the 3 at the end of Game 6 instead of passing to Ewing inside, and John Starks throwing up what seemed like a million bricks in Game 7. That is why they never won. Right there and then, you might say. 1994 was their chance, and they should have capitalized. What was Starks that night? 2 for 18? '90-84. Actually, it was Game 7. 90-84. Game 6, now that I think about it, Starks was like 9 from 18 from the floor. Knicks lost by 2. '26 later, and a lot of basketball fans living in the New York area remember that game as well. That's it's also the OJ the Bronco, if I remember correctly, during Game 5, Bronco chase. Patrick Ewing scored 20 points a game and got 10 rebounds nightly, and always played good defense. And he would play hurt. While the Knicks were a hard-working team you wanted to root for, the players around him overachieved and not were talented enough. Not talented enough. Without Ewing, the Knicks were a lottery team. The Knicks failed to get him that real number 2 guy again that almost every championship team had. Rockets didn't have a number 2 guy. But Olajuwon was on a whole different level. Better than Ewing. Look. Jordan had Pippen. Kobe had Shaq. Or vice versa. Had Patrick Ewing just won one championship, just one, he would have been, looked upon, his legacy would have been looked upon a whole lot differently than it has been. You know, another factor, another turning point too. Kind of when you think at that point, not that it can't be it. Yeah, but it contributed to it. The Bernard King um, injury. Bernard King. Now, you had the Bernard King injury. Bad draft picks. You know, who were those? You know, who were the draft picks? Greg Anthony, Frederick Weiss. By the way, you picked Frederick Weiss over Warren Artest. You know, who were the successful draft picks? Charlie Ward, Hubert Davis, three first-round picks at the time, at a point there. And we selected John Wallace, Walter McCarty, and Deontay Jones. 18th, 19th, and 21. None of them turned out to be difference makers in the NBA. Just some of the things. Hope all is well.